What's going down, people? TK coming at you. Today, I just wanted to go over some misconceptions when it comes to what a lot of people aren't taught: the physiology of the body and how it applies to the four different brains. How most people are limited to their lower brain or lower house, which then affects your critical thinking, your ability to be creative, then your ability to accomplish things on a higher level. I think the whole concept starts with the word, or the etymology of the word diet, because we don't really get taught the root of words and the true definition of that root. We tend to misuse words, and the vibrational rate that comes from our voice is part of the manifestation in expression. In other words, there's power in speech. When you talk about affirmations, you talk about spells or spelling. All of that is a fundamental part of creation in terms of the energy that you output and how that energy is expressed vocally through speech. The vibrational rate in which you expel energy and how it comes back to you. So the four brains: diet. You die by what you put in your mouth, because of the fact that your organs have to work harder to function in a toxic environment. So a lot of the food that we eat is processed and chemical based, lacking nutrition. And the functionality of our body is to extract nutrition from what we eat so that the body can process it and turn it into what we consider to be energy. So a lot of the GMO food and a lot of the things that we eat contribute to our die or dying. And our functionality, right? The energy that you have, how you feel, the energy that you output based on your intake, all of that plays a role in our daily ability to accomplish, right? Oh, I don't feel good. Oh, I'm tired. I don't have a lot of energy. I feel negative. I'm not very enthusiastic, right? None of these things are taught in a holistic manner or a 360-degree knowledge base where you understand your input and outputs, right? So the physiology of the body in terms of the liquid that's created in the brain, right, that then lowers or is lowered, and then you bring that liquid back up so that you can obtain higher degrees of consciousness, right? So when you talk about religious organizations and you talk about traditional everyday teachings, like what's trending, what people are confident in having a conversation about, it doesn't involve these topics. It doesn't involve elevating your consciousness, changing your energy levels, focusing on amping up your energy centers or tuning your chakras so that the physiology of your body is optimal in its performance. You know, if you want to get on a biology standpoint, The body has different nerve endings, and those nerve endings are responsible for functionality in terms of how you feel. So if you don't want to use the term chakra and you want to get into biology, you can more so compare the body's physical energy centers as nerve endings that are responsible for a certain function. So if you were able to tune that function and get into harmonic resonance with your energy, then you can output better. Oh, my energy levels are low. I just don't feel like doing it. I'm lazy today. All of these are commonplace when your brain secretions are low in their outputs, and you never raise that energy or raise that vibrational rate. So conversations like this, people are like, what the hell are you talking about? And it's more so trying to expose what is available to learn, right? People aren't interested in learning it, but the information is available out there for people to read about, to explore. How many people are actually considered enlightened in terms of vibrating on a higher energy level? I mean, the average person has a low energy output. They feel like shit. They look like shit. It's reflective in their skin and their appearance, right? And we don't get taught in our traditional institutions how to elevate our consciousness. Religion is taught from the standpoint of seek external when the power is all internal. So there is no religious organization out there that has fundamental principles that talk about your consciousness elevating or you becoming a better human being. I think the closest to it would be the Buddhists in terms of how they reflect. You get into meditation, and you talk about meditation, and Christians say, oh, prayer. And there's a difference. There's a difference between meditation, because meditation is you sitting still in silence with controlled breathing and getting back to the source. That quietness in between your breath highlights the source without distractions, without outside interactions. It's you seeking internal for that energy center, right? And that's not a traditional religious organization. That's not Christianity in terms of any denomination or any type of popular teaching in terms of people saying, yes, I meditate. How many people even use that word meditation? Meditation is akin to how people are dismissive with anything contrary to popular belief. Anything outside of popular belief is labeled as a conspiracy theorist. And people dismiss you and call you crazy by saying that's not part of popular teaching, that's a conspiracy theory. Therefore, you're dismissed and branded and demonized because you're not following what everyone else is following. So being liked and accepted keeps us in our lowest house, hidden in plain sight, because if you see within the Masonic order, the apron that looks like the Google symbol in the envelope represents conquering your lower house. That's why it's over your solar plex. When you see the Masons wearing the apron, it's supposed to be the first initiate that masters his lower energy and elevates that secretion that the brain creates past the solar plex. So what does this matter to you? Why should you care? All of this gets into being able to do things more effectively or accomplish anything that you want to accomplish if you're not, in terms of a battery, somewhere around 10%. I feel like a dead battery. I just have no energy. I can't accomplish anything because I just feel like shit all the time. Teachings are limited and people are limited. And I think the popular society is designed to keep a foot on your neck so that you can't accomplish. You have distractions, you have a lot of things that take you outside of yourself. You have diet, and you have a lot of limitations. So in the age of information, where information is available for you to read it, this video is just to point. And if it doesn't resonate with you and doesn't point you in any direction, then continue on the level that you're on.